Ladies and gentlemen, we got a free safety. What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back once again with my reaction to some breaking New York Jets news. Finally, the New York Jets have added a free safety. Thank you. Finally, Adrian Amos, like the famous Amos cookies, baby, signs a 1-year, $4 million deal, according to reports, to sign with the New York Jets. That is a massive sigh of relief for me when looking at the New York Jets and positions of concern. Safety was absolutely one of them, specifically free safety, because Chuck Clark and Jordan Whitehead, really more strong safeties, both solid. I mean, Jordan Whitehead, I would think, is taking a backseat to Chuck Clark, but that's a conversation we could have for another day. Adrian Amos is 30 years old. He spent the last 5 years with the Green Bay Packers, and he did not miss a single start. He hasn't missed a start in 5 years. Someone who could stay healthy. Yes, sign me up for that. Supposedly, NFL coaches view him as one of the more underrated safeties in football. Keep feeding it to me. Now, last year was not a great season for Amos. We're gonna be 100% honest. Was not a great season, at least in terms of coverage. He let up a 75% reception percentage, which is way too high. 307 yards, 6 touchdowns, a 123.8 passer rating allowed. That isn't very good. Year prior, 69-2, 316, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 7 PBU, 95.7 rating allowed. You got to keep in mind, like, for a corner, that's way too many touchdowns, and that's a high rating, obviously. But free safety, you're kind of like the last line of defense playing deep, so there's gonna be some touchdowns tallied on there. But from 2015 through 2021 was extremely solid in coverage, And again, like I said, had a little bit of a down year this past year. He's been a tackling machine up in Green Bay over the last 4 years: 84, 83, 93, and 102 tackles. 7 tackles for a loss last year. That's a positive. He was able to come down and make plays at the line of scrimmage, but finally someone who can play free safety with a little bit of regularity. This is fantastic news. And again, like, I'm not saying you're going to get prime 2019-2020 version of Adrian Amos. That's not what anyone is expecting here, but you desperately needed depth at this position. Safety was a spot, and it's something that I've said for a long time. It feels like the New York Jets fans value safety a little bit more than this regime. The Jets regime really hasn't spent a lot of money here, hasn't allocated a ton of resources into it. Well, it's beginning to change a little bit. You trade for Chuck Clark. Granted, it was a 7th-round pick, but you flip a 7th-round pick for a starting safety, and then you sign someone late in Adrian Amos, and like, this is the perfect kind of addition for this team. And this, makes me happy. Is it sexy? No, it's not. It's not like adding a Dalvin Cook or DeAndre Hopkins, but necessary depth is important. And I know people, we're going to get it and say, oh, well, you got to help out Rodgers. Forget about the defensive side of the ball. Well, ironically, probably outside of the offensive line, which the Jets have put a ton of Band-Aids on this offseason, safety and linebacker were the two spots where didn't love the depth there. But you finally add someone who makes you feel a little bit more comfortable, and you could still bring back Quan Alexander at linebacker. So I'm a huge fan of this move, but I want to hear from you. What do you think about the Jets adding Adrian Amos? Sound off. I'm Matt. I'll catch you next time.